All right. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. DJ Mikey D is here with you. And to start us off, I just want to go over some comments I've gotten on YouTube thus far. I picked a couple here on the Rock and Roll Football episode 2. Buddy of mine says, OMG, you're doing a podcast now. That's amazing. And found this funny. Another guy replied to him and says, you act like he was a vegetable and is finally learning to do something again. What a guy. Oh, I got a good chuckle out of that one. And another one I picked here, I made a short on YouTube if you didn't see it. It was me dogging on saunas, saying you should like own a shower or whatnot. And some guy says, what the hell does having a shower got to do with having a sauna? A shower does not getting nowhere near as hot as a sauna, and it's not a dry heat. Buddy must have a sauna, eh? I stand by my comment on saunas. They're unneeded. Just take a shower. It's hot enough. God dang it. But I ain't gonna get no further into that. But anyway, I love reading these comments thus far since we moved over to YouTube. And TikTok, too. You can check TikTok. And this episode, I'm going to be trying something new over on Spotify Podcasts. It looks like I'm able to enable Q&As. So for this one, I'm going to be doing that. And I encourage at least one of you guys to use it. Ask me a question or a comment so that I can get familiar with it. And yeah, and then we could do like some comment stuff just like I did at the beginning of this episode. So that means leave me some comments. I like the feedback and talking, and I'll be going over it at the start of every podcast. I check them every day. It's a beautiful thing about digital media. Or is it? In today's episode, we're going to be talking about digital media versus physical media. Both having their ups and downs. We always see people arguing which one is a better pick. And if you're asking, where I'm kind of at, I say that I love physical media. It's great. It's reliable. You own it once you buy. But digital, it's just so convenient, man. Like this whole podcast, for instance, is digital until you burn it on a disc and sell it to your buddy for $5. And in that case, you owe me $5, buddy. You know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, physical media, it's been around for years. Newspapers, books, DVDs, the whole line, the whole gig. But as far as books and newspapers that I just said, I feel like people kind of use those more than the digital versions. Like, the digital version, like a Kindle for books and local newspapers. I feel like people use those more than their digital versions. Because it's like, I mean, a local newspaper website has got to be like an online ghost town, bro. Who the hell uses that crap? Just get a paper, bro. You're out and about in town. They sell them everywhere, dude. Just get a paper. Get a paper. That's physical enough. You can use that. But like besides those forms, it's mainly going digital nowadays. With movies and video games and just videos in general. I mean, like, YouTube is coming like the biggest thing in the world. I'm on it right now. If you're seeing me, I'm on YouTube right now. It's the biggest thing in the world. It's like, oh, I don't know what to do, how to do this. Oh, just YouTube it, and then you become a damn expert. You can just brag to your friends, be like, oh, I just fixed this thing on my computer, bro. No, you didn't. YouTube did it. Some dude did it for you. And you watched a video on it, and now you're an expert. But anyway, I get sidetracked so easily. I'm so sorry. That is so bad. Digital media, yeah, blowing out of the water these past years. Books turning into Kindles, DVDs and TV shows heading over to streaming, tapes and vinyl at the fingertips, and CDs at the fingertips of your phone. It's nuts, dude. I feel like it's the right thing to do, though. It's convenient enough, but it's not as fun. It's not as collectible as it once was when I was younger in the 2010s, people could be jealous of you for having a dope Disturbed CD. And my first CD was the Drake and Josh playlist thing. But that stuff soon, got killed out when the iPod Touch came out. So that era was pretty soon killed for me. Alright, 90s people, you're still the gods of physical media. I didn't want to steal your thunder there of physical media, but when I was younger, we did the same thing, just different, CDs, not records, okay? Sorry, 90s people. You're still the physical media gods, I promise. But, I'm sorry. But, yeah, I just feel like the physical side kind of like kept it a little interesting. People today, they still swear by buying physical games, for instance, because physical games, once you buy like a digital one, there's no way of getting rid of it or selling it. So, I mean, that's a plus 100% in my opinion. I don't see anything wrong with that physical side at all. Like, no complaints. Like, if you want to play that game and then get rid of it, it's a smart, solid move, in my opinion. I do the same thing, too. I usually buy physical games when I want to. Like, sometimes it's convenient to be like, oh, I want the new Spider-Man game because it's going to be sick as hell. So I'll just get it digital because I'll probably never get rid of it. But then again, it's like you could probably even get it on a sale on physical. Or you could buy it off of a buddy. It's so tough. It's tough to decide in that thing. But, yeah, I think it's a smart move, man. Another thing that's pretty interesting to me is radio broadcast. It's changed so much through the years, and that's what I do for work. But it mainly still relies on you physically owning a radio and tuning into a specific time when you want to listen. And now you can say, hey, there's apps for that and, yada yada, which is true. But you still have to tune in when you want to get a specific show or a certain DJ. And it hasn't been like that for so many things right now. I can go on HBO right now and watch every episode of South Park. And it'll be a hell of a long night, but I could do that right now, as we speak. Instead of tuning into cable or Dish or whatever to catch it at a certain time. I can go on HBO right now and just watch the whole thing non-stop. No commercials. And it's awesome. It's an interesting media form, and I'm glad I'm a part of it. And I'm glad that I'm starting my own podcast now as well because I love the blend of both, and I don't see physical dying anytime soon, or radio for that matter. I know that's a huge thing people talk about all the time. Oh, radio's dying, Hopefully the TikTok radio does. I wouldn't be complaining about that, but nah, I don't see local radio dying out. Mainly just because it's an engagement that you don't see a whole lot of anymore. You know what I mean? You can't just pick a song that you want. It's picked for you and so many others. If there's a radio station that you really like or tuning into, those songs are for you and a lot of others. So there might be things that you don't like on it, but a lot of things are picked for majority, which is just it's amazing. I'm glad to be a part of it. Like I said, it's great. Digital media and physical media have come so far, but I don't think one or the other is gone just yet. But yeah, I think that's gonna about do it for this episode. I'm about sick of talking, and I could see you sleeping back there, Edward. What the hell, dude? But nah, that's gonna do it for the cast. I hope you learned something. Mike D is signing on out. Check us out on YouTube, and all the link And the podcast is going to have the YouTube, and the YouTube is going to have the podcast linked in it. Thank you so much for joining me on the mic podcast. DJ Mike D, signing on out.